Halo guys, selamat datang lagi di channel saya. Dan kali ini saya akan kembali lagi melanjutkan game dari Star Trek Resurgence, yang dimana sebelumnya itu kita sudah melewati bencana batu meteor dan tsunami listrik guys, yang ada di planet, yang ada di luar angkasa guys. Dan disitu kita ketemu dengan anggota lain ya, yang terjebak dalam meteor tersebut, dan sehingga kita menyelamatkannya. Dan tahu siapa itu, kayaknya orang yang di dalam pesawat itu adalah sangat orang penting guys, semacam komandan juga. Oke, daripada panjang lebar, ayo kita mainkan gamenya. Tapi sebelum itu jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan aktifkan notifikasi channel ini agar tidak ketinggalan konten baru di channel ini. Oke, ayo langsung kita mainkan gamenya sekarang juga. Oke, ini dia guys gamenya, play. Oke, antariksa, lanjut. Oh, ini dia guys, Dries namanya nih. Ini adalah anggota dari engineer yang mengurus tentang mesin. Oh, terspeak. Ambbasador Spock. Orang penting ini guys.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Kita menunggu apa lagi nih guys? Katanya mau menunggu di sini, pasti ada jawaban lagi nih guys. Sorry for another landing. Welcome dua kayaknya guys.
Wow. Let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resurgence, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer
Crash.
Carter Diaz.
Carter Diaz. Kita harus pengenalan dulu.
Pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz.
Yes.
It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
I had some help. My pleasure, sir. Aman ini guys. I can just doing my job. Kita bertanya apakah bisa dibantu guys.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our
benar nih guys.
planetary space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for
Kita
such
membantu
intense ionic
menawarkan bantuan guys. Ya, siap banyak sekali
Storm
bicara.
has been pretty intense.
Yes, true.
There was an element that was
It was
most
elemen apa ini? Elemen
before we
apa
came
kah?
to our aid.
Elemen
Our maneuvering
angin
thrusters
apa?
and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short reversal at warp
Only
speed,
to find we
only
not.
to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies.
Anomali ya guys, atau kesalahan atau pemikiran
All
kayaknya.
indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
We find is not. Kayaknya 3 guys.
I'd rather investigate than speculate.
A sound principle.
Take readings, run
Kita
some
tidak tahu
additional
beranggapan
diagnostic
bahwa itu
checks.
apakah kemungkinan air atau ada penyebab lain yang menyebabkan pesawat itu bermasalah guys.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Kita sudah dapat hati dari ambasador. Nah ini guys, apa nih? Perjalanan menuju ke mana guys? Provocation war. Provokasi untuk berperang kayaknya nih.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff.
Nah ini yang kepala komandannya ini guys.
Welcome to Starfleet legend.
Mister.
You flatter me, Captain Salah. But legend implies the past tense. whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador.
But you're legend.
Most diplomatic choice of
But
words.
you're legend. Satu guys kayaknya deh.
You are a legend, Ambassador. There's not an officer in Starfleet that doesn't know of your career.
I would never assume that to be the case.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of
Legend
war.
ini guys, legendnya.
Indeed.
Legend dari
Tensions between
kapal
them
ini.
grows fiercer by the hour.
Oke.
Olivia and Hotari.
Alidia dan Hotar. Oh, dua planet ini guys dia. Lebih bagus spesiesnya. Oh,
This is Tau, the Hotari lure. It is
oh
rich
ini
in
bulan
lithium.
Hotari guys.
The Hotari and the Olympians have shared a
Oh, dan
common
ini guys
operation.
penuh dengan dilithium atau sumber dayanya dari dilithium.
The Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace.
Oh iya, ini Aldi planet dari Alditori itu mengembangkan lab tentang
The mining operations
dilithium dan
expelled the
sedangkan
Olympians
ini
from their system.
Hotari
That is the official
Hotari
story.
guys hendak tahu menyelamatkan atau menyimpan
The details
laboratorium
were
penelitian dari dilithium test.
Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Mereka 9% limited energy. Oh, bagaimana this happen kan? 3 dulu guys.
How is it the Hotari were able to turn
Yeah.
the tables and take the mines against superior forces,
Force.
especially after decades in this arrangement?
Kita pilih 3 guys.
The answer to that question may
Karena
be
ini masih
to
belum
a
ada perdebatan ini guys.
lasting peace. One that I hope we can uncover during the
One and we hope you can
negotiations.
unconsider the
But it
negotiation.
is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illyrian fleet.
Hotari force would stand against the elder fleet to escalator of war.
This conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Dilithium track hand balance
The
ya.
Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them. peace
Kayaknya ini
is a
Hotari mau
profitable
menghancurkan
alternative.
guys hubungan
They both
persarakatan.
profit. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing.
They both prove from my
Peace is our objective. after all.
kedamaian orange for all.
That is correct.
Ya correct. The money they don't want to be. Itu pendapatnya with Solano. Mereka still exploring. They don't want to pitch. Apa yang terjadi nih guys? Kita pilih 1 atau nomor 3 di antara ini guys. Setuju dengan Solano. 3 coba guys. Semoga berhasil. Nomor 1 palet. Nomor 3 mau deh, pendapat tak? Atau yang ketiga, yang pertama, they don't want. 1 mau guys.
The Hotari just won their independence. It's hard to believe they would give that up just for profit.
I agree. It would be exceedingly difficult to bring the Hotari to that position.
Neither the Illyrians or the Hotari are members of the Federation.
So we can make them anything.
We can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on
The Federation
as a source of dilithium.
mencari. Oh,
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of
just give
places.
us the rest, so I guess.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
So I guess. Ayaman ini jawabannya anjir. We won't be. So, Haji guys, jangan pertanyaan yang meyakinkan, tidak meyakinkan. Satu saja guys. Senang melihat guys.
We could use that as leverage with the Illyrians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement
Yes,
in the
benar, guys.
lithium trade, Captain Solano and I must
Captain Solano must be effort, though.
these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
You can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship,
Yo, salah na guys.
we have to assume the Illyrians...
The ambassador shuttle we have to consider the fleet has
This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is
Commander was correct. The energy anomaly around the system has been notched in the past. Hindi kicatatan nila ano guys
They've
nung
never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
satu guys. Satu lagi.
The field isn't level. We have the backing of the entire Federation. Either of these forces would be foolish to attack us.
That's probably what the Illyrians thought too.
We are here because we are up to the task at hand.
All the more reason to learn as much
And
about
more
the
reason to know how much about energy anomaly.
not want to be caught at a
Asal
disadvantage
kaya niya guys.
should the situation escalate. So I trust we understand
That's
our
right.
circumstances.
We're
Sana
operating
ka, panyawaban
on strict
kita, guys.
timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you
What's
to
our-
leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Hi, Captain.
Hey Captain.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Apa lagi? Dismiss. Kita pergi guys untuk berpertemuan
I
dengan
want to speak to both of you privately.
I want to speak to both. Bicara lagi nih sama si Kapten ini guys.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Ryder.
Commander,
Commander.
as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do
Masih ragu-ragu sama kita guys bahwa kita commander.
as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity,
No.
your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Ryder could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case. It would be unconventional, but I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not the plot satu guys. Kita merasa rendah hati dulu guys. Jangan
I'm not a trained diplomat.
That's exactly what we're going to leverage.
I began my time at Starfleet as a science officer.
jangan kita terlalu anu guys. Kita harus merendahkan diri
We
dulu.
must be adaptable in the line of duty.
Well, I hope Commander Ryder will have more luck finding out
Jawabannya
what really
benar.
happened than we will through official diplomatic.
Jangan terlalu sombong, membanggakan diri dulu guys. Karena kita masih ada di atasnya ini
Prospect for peace. Very well depend on it.
Oke, kita menghadap ke sana guys. Bertemu dengan Aldir and terbang kayak Aldir dengan Hotari guys, planetnya. Dan ini sistemnya. Ketemu dengan sahabatnya.
Mr. Diaz, I
Mr.
understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
Sudah bicara
It is
guys.
imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to
Berarti
ascertain the root
pesawat
cause of the
dari
system failures.
ambassador ini sudah ready untuk terbang ke sana
I'm
guys.
surprised, Commander.
Surprise
I thought
guys.
you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I
Kita di
respect
sini
the Ambassador
memperbaiki
and his many
lagi
accomplishments.
pesawat dari
But I do not derive
ambassador
any
ini guys.
satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with it. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
Do you enjoy
I'm
it?
not the chief engineer of this shuttle.
Satu guys, I want to do
The
it.
ambassador asked me to take a look. I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good.
Good.
You can learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any
Pasti ke dia
abnormalities
guys.
in your report.
Kita harus menjawab
Carry
yang
on.
bagus.
It
Ah.
seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Chobok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking. You did the smart thing.
You don't owe me. Apa nih? You don't know as ever heck. Yang mana nih guys? You don't. Satu saja guys.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle. Sorry.
Karena kalau di bawah guys kita menghina tiga sama kedua itu kayak menghina ini guys. Kayak bagaimana rasa bersalah. Tuh, coba.
Ready to go?
All set.
Pasti merah itu kalau pilihan 2 dan 3 tadi guys. Nah ini kita pilih hijau. Kita atur dulu sistemnya. Ya 2 piece. Oke. So.
I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't going to work for me. And I know you'll respect that.
Satu guys.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's right.
Kayaknya punya perasaan sama ini laki-laki guys. Tapi karena tahu Miranda adalah pasangannya, jadi ya perlahan-lahan lah.
Maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
Kita harus cari lagi recorder lagi data guys. Nah ini guys, apa ini? Here, ada 3. Ada 8 menit for work on. Tidak ada kesalahan. Nah, kenapa ada kesalahan di sini guys? Kita cek dulu beberapa data.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Kita cek dulu apa kesalahannya guys.
Warp field became inverted.
The warp field became
I've seen
everywhere.
this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
Cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Kode.
Still, we should take a look.
Setelah ke dulu. Kita lagi pilih yang ketiga. Tuh.
Subspace variance out of
Tolerance. What do you mean?
What does that mean?
Apa
It
itu?
means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Berarti setiap dia kesana guys, navigatornya tidak terbaca atau gagal menimbulkannya. Jadi dia harus mencari tahu kenapa penyebabnya dengan oilnya. Oke, kita ke tempat selanjutnya. Di sini. Dan di sini ada sistem yang berbeda guys. Kita geser lagi. Tuh ada lagi alarm guys. Alarm berjalan. Tapi sama anunya alarmnya guys. Ada kesalahan di situ setiap penerbangan guys.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other.
Kita warp coil guys. Kita 2.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Oke guys. 2. Oke. guys. Oke, gue Oke guys. Apa yang salah? Oke. Selesai nih guys, begitu deh.
I checked every coil on the port and cell for imbalances.
Kenapa cari-cari lagi?
Either engine will crack, I would have detected it. So, must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Ada kesalahan guys, sudah
Here
dicek.
comes the security detail from the way team.
Nah, ini pasangannya guys.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm not here.
we're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the
datang
bridge.
lagi ya
I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go.
ya.
The captain and the others will be here in a minute now. Should be
West.
an interesting ride down to the surface.
You have the important job. Satu guys.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
Ya,
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
puji dulu guys.
Now that's
Kumbal
more
gong.
accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always eat in Parisi swears, right?
Apalagi nih teman na lagi guys.
Is that another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be.
Teman ano na juga, engineer-nya.
Gets the whole steam engines where the warp drives their day. Catch y'all later.
Kiss you later. Ah, ini yang pergi sama kapten guys.
You don't want to miss your train.
You don't know.
I do have to go.
Ya,
Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now.
ya, 3 guys.
More important things on my mind.
3 guys. Ya. Oke, kita ciuman guys. Aduh.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
We got a deal.
What the hell, man?
Be seeing you.
Aduh. Nah, dapat guys hati dari si kampret ini. Miranda. Dapat lagi yang guys.
Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go.
Oke, kita pergi
Alright,
guys.
where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think
Ano
so.
yung navigatornya di sini sudah dicek guys, baik sama oilnya, tapi nggak tahu apa yang
You wanna
bermasalah.
take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Nah, di sini kita harus mencari tahu melewat kayak ini guys.
Okay, the
Dengan
nav
cara
computer is
lain.
patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double check our work. The shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data.
Nah, kita
I know it.
karena navigatornya sama oilnya sudah cek secara cek manual, nggak ada apa-apa. Sekarang kita pakai komputer guys. Nah, di sini langsung 3 ada masalah guys. Dapat masalah nih. Same.
Warp field inversion and the cascade failure.
Tuh,
However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
tuh.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
Ketika di dalam kuat itu ada fail, maksudnya pengirimannya gagal guys. Informasi yang dikirimnya gagal.
And it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings
Dan ini
failed 3
cuma
previous
simulasi guys, maksudnya cuma replika ketika pesawat ke sana. di
Let's
komputer.
run with the momentary subspace variance
Ah,
theory for
kita
now.
ya mengulang
Roll
lagi
forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp
kejadiannya
tunnel.
lagi kayaknya deh.
Space around the shuttle at the moment.
Apakah kondisinya apakah sama atau tidak guys?
Simulation.
Kita lanjutkan simulasinya guys. Sama lagi guys, dapat problem. Error warp field tuh gagal kenunya nih guys.
Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Tuh di sini warp calculation file guys, masa gagal menerima data guys
The
di situ.
resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should work just fine.
Ya,
Unless
oke.
run
Run the simulation with
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
kita pakai pesawat lain guys.
Static intensity warp 1.1, 1.2.
1.3.
Warp
Nah, itu-
pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation.
Sama guys,
The warp
error.
has experienced a system-wide cascade
Biarpun
failure.
pesawatnya
Warp
nih
field collapse.
berbeda guys, tetap mendapatkan
Subspace
warp
area is out of tolerance.
apakah itu field calculation.
Results are undefined.
Bingo.
Bingo. Waduh.
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the
penyebabnya
shuttle
karena
just happened to
pesawatnya.
us. The reservoir will not sustain.
Tidak ada sama sistemnya, navigatornya salah guys sama oilnya, tapi yang berbeda pesawatnya guys. We don't live hotel space. Oh, kita ke hotel gini guys. Hotel Moon, tempat dimana planet dari yang tadi itu guys, salah satu dari monster itu.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored to have come.
Ini dia guys.
My name is Silas Altaris.
Ini dari
Minister
salah
of Diplomatic Affairs.
anggota dari
The honor is
story
ours.
guys.
This is
Dan kita
Commander
berada di
John
Story Moon,
Adegan,
salah
first
satu
officer aboard the USS
tempat
Resurgence.
penting dari history.
You'll find she has a
Nah, di
keen
sini
mind
kita ada 3 pilihan.
and unique insight into
Berarti
the
kita harus
dynamics
cari
between
ya.
the Hotari and the Olympians.
Kita harus cari yang memberikan kabar bagus.
Likewise, I hope
These must be the representatives of the
Ada siapa lagi nih guys?
reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
this
Siapa
is
nih
Galvan,
guys?
and this is
Oh ini
Sigma,
Galans.
the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Oh ini yang salah satu superhero dari history guys. Apa nih guys? Kumpulan alien guys. Oh nih guys, kayaknya ya planet yang satu Adira.
we'll have to come here. If you'll excuse me.
Oh guys, if you excuse me. Oke guys, kita memasuki wilayah dari si kampret itu guys.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy?
Di sini kita harus ada 3 guys, pilih 3.
That
Kenapa?
may be true. But let's keep an open mind
Jangan langsung
going into
bilang
negotiations.
arogan guys.
Hopefully he's just one voice.
Kita harus fokus ke open mind, maksudnya cari
Hotari have invited us as their
positive
guests,
thinking.
so we must show them the proper respect.
Nah, kita di sini hanya untuk mendengar negosiasi dari kedua belah pihak. Kita di sini penengah ceritanya nih guys. Dari kedua ini yang saling bertikai, 2 planet yang saling bertikai. Dan ini salah satu komandan apa nih? Ambbasador ini kayaknya orang penting juga guys. Ini. Kita harus rendah di sini, kita harus pilih mana. Kita diferensi guys, hormat, karena kita ada di planet lain guys. Tidak boleh menunjukkan kekuatan, arogansi, tidak boleh.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
Itu aku bilang aja ambasador Spock, orang penting.
That the Federation would send one of their most
Oh, kita apa nih guys?
is not only an honor to the Holtari people and their queen. Recognition of
Kita bilang sekalian saja kayaknya guys. Valuation
Let's get
argument.
on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return
Di
of
sini
all
kita
mining
bilang
operations to
semuanya
Libyan
plannya
control,
respect sama
as it
federasi,
has been
tapi
for
kita
centuries
bukan
and
bagian
will be
dari
for centuries more.
aliansi
That
guys.
has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced.
Silent.
It is pointless
Ini ano guys, war. Ini
What
ano.
is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor
Di sini
for
kita
another.
disalahkan
The
kayaknya.
Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I'm trying to keep an open mind here, but it's not easy.
I try.
One of us here.
Was there something you wanted to say?
Barusan bilang guys.
Oh, no. My apologies.
My
And
apologies.
what about the phobia?
She's not
She
part
can speak for herself.
Si Ken person can see.
Then let her.
Ay, normal tinggal guys perempuan. Cuma 2 orang di perempuan di sini, jadi lebih dibiarkan ini. Matanya guys, mata katak dari Naruto. Kayaknya pernah kena luka ini guys.
Now then, what is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Majesty.
Being a
Iya.
Cobia, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians.
Deh.
Their
Maksudnya
injustice
dia
towards Cobia
Majesty
is
guys,
unimaginable.
kita memberikan
It is unforgivable.
dapat yang tegas guys,
Not unlike how we have been treated
brutal
by the
human
Aliens.
treatment.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Aliens were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
The blood is quiet. Dibenci guys.
If after all the Cobians
Suffer you finally to change to right that one to get more.
out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
Atau juga negosiasi kedamaian.
If the opportunity presented itself,
Kita pilih satu saja guys, karena udah aku tahu jawabannya.
more than you can know, then I would right the wrong without hesitation. For the sake of the Kobliad, we suffered enough.
Of course you would. It would be foolish to do otherwise. The Federation is the most
More
powerful,
powerful.
the most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock
Ay,
will have
apa
to
lagi
secure
guys?
your
Pendapatkan
clearance
apa lagi?
from
Pengusaha suruh pilihan apa lagi?
So why are you here? I want the truth. Not your Federation.
Kita semuanya ingin damai guys. 1, 2, 1.
As Ambassador Spock has
I'm
said,
saying, we
we've
can
come
see
seeking a peaceful resolution to this
conflict.
conflict and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you used to say. The Federation has done business with the Aliens for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without a Lydian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology.
We've
let them
everything.
share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before.
before dilithium was discovered.
Ini masalah detail guys.
That goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies.
Katanya bohong.
The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries.
Countries.
So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on town? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Aliens? Only be one or the other, not both.
Ayam mana dulu guys? Terlalu arogan sekali dari Aldians guys. Tapi ini mau berperang, masalahnya kedamaian. Kalau misalnya kita pilih dua jadi musuh dari history, sedangkan kita cari audience dulu guys. Ini plan 1 guys. Kita cari aman-aman saja. Aduh, yang bagaimana ini guys? Pilihan 1 atau 2 tuh. Kalau 2 1 saja guys. Kita 1 saja guys, pilihan 1.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the
Apa cara itu?
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage.
The Federation has lost all credibility.
Mines are ours, and Lydia will not be deterred. We'll take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Kayaknya ragu-ragu kayaknya jawabannya guys. Dibenci kayaknya nih guys.
I hope we meet again, Jara.
Tuh masalahnya guys. Pernyataannya sulit. Dibenci makin guys.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if
You
we can
make nice the local and see.
We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened to those mines?
Ya, apa yang terjadi pada penambangan guys? Ini penambangan masalahnya guys. Oke guys, ini dulu guys.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm glad to hear it. I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize.
Kita harus pilih jawaban positif guys, jangan kayak pilih negatif terus. Sudah jawaban yang kita salah.
For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvan and Sidron have become
Galvan and
heroes.
Sidron become the.
Now they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
kita pertanyakan nih, you don't trust them?
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
They're minors, not diplomats.
Their minds did not develop by...
Trust their instincts.
Tuh, udah percaya sama ini temannya guys, biar.
My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. We've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. Just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Mereka takut what happen. Girlfriend? The Federation? The Strong? Tiga kayaknya yang...
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now it's stronger than ever.
Jangan jawab Bang
It's
Garfan.
entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has
Nah ini guys, jawabannya antara orang kecuali yang ketiga beda ini guys.
weren't willing to risk their ships with all the interference.
Oke.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted
Oh
all
ini ya
access.
Garfan yang mengontrol penambangan di tempat sini guys.
They've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. Made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
What is that? Kita harus bertanya apa itu?
What do you think it is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
Wih, anjing artefak guys. Wow, ada sini anu guys, anjing artefak tersembunyi.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding?
Oh ini penolong guys.
I need to see proof of something before
Penolong
I
dari
give
kita.
peace to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
But if you can.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Nah kita akan menolong ini guys. Kayak mencurigakan juga ini ya anu Hitori. Sebenarnya memang kita pilih tapi mencurigakan.
I will let you know what I find.
Ya oke.
I look forward to our meeting again.
Siap. Dia akan memberitahukan kita guys. Sekarang apa? Ini kapan? Commander.
I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari.
History.
I knew the Federation would see through the Illidians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
Satu guys.
The Hotari have suffered enough at the hands of the Illidians.
I couldn't agree more.
I assume you were there the day the mines were
Kita
seized
beranggapan
from the
dulu ada
Illidians.
sini anu guys musuh.
Not seized, reclaimed, and restored to their rightful owners.
Yes.
Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive before the Illidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Did you have apa nih guys? 3 don't you feel ya? You are armed? 2 guys. Dapat ada jawaban 2.
Were the Hotari miners armed during the revolt? I'm just trying to understand how it happened.
If by that you mean armed with centuries of abuse and exploitation at the hands of the Illidians, then yes.
Which doesn't really answer my question.
We had been vastly overwhelmed from the start. They respect one thing above all else. That is force.
Apa jawaban kita?
Force, the more certain the outcome.
Apakah kita jawaban yang salah guys?
Peace is just that.
Take a peaceful little without a strong skill.
Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resurgence. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illidians might have in store.
Apa nih guys?
Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
Maybe I missed the resolution. Satu guys, satu.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment,
Harusnya revolusi kita bisa hentikan guys. Ada revolusi yang mau dilakukan. Oke guys.
Sidron, a pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
Kita
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's
bertanya kenapa kita
as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Validian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
Man, kita dua guys.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
As is ours.
Yeah.
Of course, the question is, at what price? Major Solid Armenta, Special Attaché, Lydian Armed Forces.
Rumahnya
Pleasure to meet you,
Commander. Kaya nanda senangin
I
guys.
have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit.
Ada isu guys tentang itu. Apa isu lagi nih guys? Apa yang terjadi pada Star?
Citing an uprising the same day as a massive once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Masalah anu lagi guys, iya strong lagi.
At least that was what we were
Ada
told.
yang bisa menghentikannya guys.
Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
3 guys. What really?
Something tells me there's more to the story.
So what?
really happened?
Kita harus mencari informasi lebih
Well,
lanjut.
the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of miles? But I've talked to people
Ada yang
who
bisa
were there.
mengontrol anu
They
guys.
tell a different story.
Strom itu
They
listrik
say
guys,
they're
badai
lucky to
listrik.
have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm.
Oh,
I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
that is LSP.
The energy readings we've seen are off the charts.
Iya.
There's no way they'd be able to
Nggak bisa
somehow
dihindari.
harness it. That sort of technology
Masalahnya
doesn't
itu
exist.
bisa katanya
I felt the
bisa
same way.
menghindari badai itu
But
guys.
each person told the same story.
Aish.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Oh, ada cara bisa menghindari badai itu guys, dan dia cuma yang tahu cuma ada history, dan kita harus memberikan report ke find the Captain Solano. Oke, kita ke sini guys.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
Oh, keluar dari sini guys.
The
Nggak mau
Hotari did not
menerima.
invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope
Iya.
your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Anda senang sama jawaban kita guys. Oke guys, itu saja untuk hari ini perjalanan saya memainkan game dari Star Trek Resurgence, yang dimana ini perjalanan mulai mengeluarkan dampaknya guys. Di sini untuk memperebutkan Delicious atau kayak hasil tambahan dari tempat history yang bisa menghentikan atau bisa mengendalikan apakah itu listrik, badai listrik guys. Dan di situ katanya di tempat dari history ini guys ada sebuah artefak, peninggalan artefak. Di situ dia katanya history mencari tempat artefak itu guys. Oke, daripada itu saja untuk hari ini, dan besok kita melanjutkan cerita dari Star Trek ini guys. Masih banyak permasalahan dihadapi. Oke, sebelum saya akhiri ini jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan aktifkan notifikasi channel ini agar tidak ketinggalan konten baru di channel ini. Oke, see you next time, next video.